When people close to you act in strange ways, like giving you strange looks or acting in ways that make you feel uncomfortable, it's not always what they say that counts. Sometimes it's what they do that says more than what they say. If someone makes jokes that sound mean, they might be showing clear signs of jealousy and secret resentment toward you. These subtle cues can be seen in small actions that you can't explain. Today's journey will take you into the maze of human behaviors, where we will try to figure out the mysteries behind the gestures we see every day. Looking into these parts of human nature not only shows us truths about other people, but it also shows us our own hurts and fears, even if it's not always easy to see and understand why they happen. Figuring out these expressions can help you stay safe and make better decisions in relationships. Are you ready for this interesting read? On the road like the video, subscribe to the channel and stay with me until the end. If you've been through anything similar, leave a comment, and we'll keep talking. Your contribution is important for the community to grow, and it could help someone else who is going through the same thing. Let's start together. Number one thing that is getting in the way of our progress toward understanding how we connect with others. It's a bad habit for some people to make fun of what others have accomplished. This happens when someone who is jealous plays down or ignores someone else's hard work and wins. This kind of behavior can come in many forms, such as comments that play down someone's accomplishments or an attitude that seems uninterested or even denies that someone's hard work deserves credit. The point is to get the person who did well to doubt themselves, making them and everyone else think that what they did wasn't that important. People who act this way often say things that seem harmless but are actually meant to put down someone else's accomplishments. Sayings like, "That's no big deal," or "I could do that too if I really wanted," are ways to make hard work seem silly or unimportant. Sometimes not saying anything or ignoring someone's good news can be just as loud, sending a clear message that the success isn't worth the trouble to acknowledge. Talking about how people put down other people's accomplishments makes us think about how our words and actions affect the people around us. This kind of behavior not only doesn't help the person who is doing it, but it also shows that they are struggling with jealousy and unhappiness. This also gives us a chance to understand how important it is to celebrate and appreciate other people's wins, because everyone wins when someone else succeeds. This is a chance to grow in understanding and compassion, aiming for a happier and more supportive community for ourselves and those around us. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once advised, envy is the ulcer of the soul. This wisdom prompts us to reflect on the destructiveness of envy and the healing power of genuine joy for others' successes. It encourages us to transform envy into admiration and resentment into celebration, fostering a community where everyone's victories are supported and celebrated. This shift not only enriches our own lives, but also strengthens the bonds within our communities, leading to a more empathetic and united existence. Number 2. Excessive imitation. Digging deeper into how envy shows up in our connections with others, we hit upon something quite fascinating: excessive imitation. This goes way beyond just liking what someone else does. It's about mimicking them so closely that it can sometimes seem like trying to take over their very identity. While we often hear that copying is a big compliment, in this case it turns out to be a complicated and sometimes shadowy side of envy. At first glance, copying someone might look innocent or even like a compliment, but when it gets more intense, it shows its true colors as an obsession and a drive to compete. The copycat doesn't just want to have similar likes or hobbies. They're trying to take the other person's spot, grab the spotlight, and maybe even outdo the person they're copying. This pattern shows a deep unhappiness with oneself and a constant chase for approval from others. In this scenario, overdoing the imitation turns into a risky play of twisted reflections, where the copycat ends up forgetting who they really are, chasing after someone else's image. It's not just about trying to match up with the person they envy. They are desperately trying to find the things they like about the other person in order to copy the success and praise that the first one has received. However, this chase is doomed to fail because it fails to recognize what makes each person unique and valuable in their own right. It's important to know that the desire to copy comes from deep fear and low self-esteem. If someone is stuck in this cycle, They might feel like they aren't good enough and turn to imitation to feel like they are. But this will only make them lose their true self and miss out on the richness of human life. Everyone has unique qualities and potentials that should be embraced and honored, not buried under imitation. Building a society where people love and accept what makes them different is very important. It is important to encourage everyone to find and develop their own skills and interests if you want to build relationships based on respect and love instead of unhealthy competition. By dealing with and resisting the urge to copy others too much, we make room for more genuine connections that value the unique and important points of view that each person brings to our social world. As Epictetus wisely said, wealth is not having many things but wanting few of them. This insight shows us how important it is to accept our own worth and be happy with who we are, instead of always trying to be like other people on our path to self-discovery and acceptance. We make it possible for deeper relationships based on honesty and respect for each other. Number 3. Being passively aggressive. Life is full of ups and downs, and people's feelings and actions are often mixed up. Passively aggressive behavior stands out because it usually comes from hidden feelings of jealousy and unhappiness. This makes it hard to get along with others because people who are jealous don't want to face their feelings, so they send mixed messages. People who are honest often use sarcasm and secret jabs to get their point across. Some of these comments may seem nice at first, but they're really poison arrows meant to hurt others without giving them a chance to talk it out. This sly behavior becomes a trap for both the person receiving it and the person giving it. For the person giving it, it's like a getaway car that shows they might not have the courage or are scared to deal with what they're really feeling or wanting. It's all about a complicated mess of feelings they're not dealing with straight on, twisting them into something else. For the person receiving it, the roundabout way these comments are made is, Works makes us think hard about why we get envious or bitter. Why do we often show our darkest feelings in such a roundabout way? Is it because we're scared of showing our true selves? Or maybe we think we're keeping our pride by not facing things. Head in this question really makes us pause and reflect, pushing us to think deeply about how we handle our feelings and those of people around us. So when we look into passive-aggressive actions, we're not just learning about a unique side of how people interact, we're also embarking on a personal journey to understand ourselves better. Envy and unhappiness are deeply human emotions, yet they can cause a lot of pain. They give us a chance to grow personally, but only if we're brave enough to confront them directly and truthfully. This subject invites us to think deeply about ourselves, urging us to dive into our inner workings and better understand what drives how we connect with others. As Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once said, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: which of my flaws is most like the one I'm about to criticize? Thinking about our own flaws and weaknesses can help us be more compassionate and improve ourselves, guiding us through the complicated web of human feelings and behaviors. Number 4. Changing information. One sneaky way people who are jealous mess with others is by lying or hiding important facts. They do this to make someone else look bad or get in the way of their progress at work or with friends. When someone does this, it's clear that they are jealous. It doesn't bother them to hurt other people to get what they want, and the harm they do can last for a long time. When people use these tricks, they might tell lies or leave out information that could help or protect someone. The goal is to hurt the person's reputation, making it harder for them to do well at work or in their social life by spreading lies. The jealous person tries to get other people to question the target's skills, intentions, or goodness. This behavior is not only wrong, but it also shows that the person doing it has a deep-seated issue and shows how jealousy can hurt relationships at work and in friendships. People can change someone's life, take away opportunities, and start fights that last a long time. So it's very important for us to be aware and follow our values when it comes to the information we get and share. Realizing that people can change information and knowing the harm it can cause is the first step to stopping it. We need to work on making spaces where honesty, mutual respect, and double-checking are valued. It's important to speak out when we see someone lying, not only to protect those who might be hurt, but also to call them out and try to stop them. This could mean putting an end to a lie, or pushing for a more open and honest way of speaking. It's more important to be honest and do the right thing than to win at all costs. Dealing with twisted information and the jealousy that drives it takes courage and a strong will, but it's a fight worth having. By standing up to this, we're looking out for each other's well-being and making our communities and society stronger. In a world where being honest and trustworthy is becoming more and more valuable, it's up to all of us to make sure that information is shared and kept honest. 5. No support and constant demotivation. Envy doesn't show itself through outright negativity or clear criticism. Instead, it hides in the shadows, seen in the absence of encouragement and words that chip away at our self-belief. In this case, the person filled with envy wears a disguise of worry or practical thinking. They claim to be just being sensible when they doubt whether goals or dreams can be reached, hinting that these aspirations are too far-fetched or imaginary, when someone who should stand by you and lift you up only ends up casting shadows of doubt and pulling you down. It has a big effect. If it shakes your confidence and your drive, you should be feeling bolstered in your journey towards your goals. But instead, you're left questioning your own worth and whether your aspirations are even valid. It's a sneaky kind of envy that quietly chips away at your determination and self-worth. Tackling this way of acting needs a lot of support you, or try to bring you down. It often shows their own fears and doubts. Not that your dreams are impossible or silly. Seeing things this way can free you, helping you find your own drive and getting real and helpful backing from others. So when we see lack of support and constant negativity as signs of jealousy, it makes us think more about how crucial it is to cheer each other on and believe in our dream. Solon said that getting over these problems not only makes us stronger and more sure of ourselves, but it also leads to a community where everyone cheers for each other and believes that everyone wins. Envy is a statement of weakness. This view helps us get past the shallowness of envy. Turning our contacts into chances to help each other out will lead to a more supportive and united society. Community number 6. Extreme rivalry. As we explore the twists and turns of human feelings, we come across extreme rivalry where people get too caught up in comparing themselves to others. This can lead to some pretty nasty stuff. It's like wanting to be better than everyone else. So bad that you'll do anything to make sure they look worse. Sometimes it even gets to the point where you try to mess things up for others, just so you can come out on top. Healthy competition can be a real motivator, driving us to reach new heights and be our best selves. But when envy sneaks in, it poisons the whole thing. It's like this dark cloud that hangs over success, making it feel empty unless someone else fails. It's exhausting. Always measuring yourself against others, and it never leaves you feeling truly fulfilled. When someone becomes overly competitive because of envy, it shows they're struggling with their own insecurities. They start to tie their own worth to the failures of others, which isn't healthy. This obsession can lead them to do all sorts of things, from constantly putting down other people's achievements to outright trying to ruin their success. They not only hurt the people they target, but they also ruin relationships, which leads to mistrust and bad vibes all around. So the real challenge is to catch ourselves before we fall too far into the competitive rabbit hole. We need to be brave enough to look at ourselves and realize when we're becoming too focused on beating others. Instead of tearing each other down, we should aim for teamwork and lifting each other up. The best way to lessen the bad effects of envy-driven competition is to make places where people can work together and appreciate each other's efforts. This isn't just about making individuals feel better. It's also about making communities where everyone helps each other. When we deal with envy and too much competition in a mature and understanding way, we can turn these problems into chances for everyone to grow as individuals and as a group. It's all about making society better. When they smile but their eyes don't quite light up, that's a really telling sign. Sometimes, this kind of smile is a sign that someone is jealous, even if they seem friendly on the outside. They might say things that sound happy or supportive, but their body language and the little signs of real emotion tell a different story. They might be angry or jealous. This shows how complicated our emotions are and how good people are at hiding what they really feel. The smile that stops short of the eyes is like a sneak peek into someone's deeper feelings, showing us the struggle they feel inside between wanting to be liked and being unhappy or jealous. The difference between what people say and what they show us without words is a reminder that our feelings are complicated and can get mixed up. Paying close attention to the little things people say and do is important for spotting these moments of fakeness in everyday life. This skill isn't just about understanding the complexities of human emotions. It's also about being more aware and honest in our relationships. When we see a smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes, it makes us think about what's really going on and the real feelings that might be hidden. We can think about how genuine we are and how we show ourselves to others. In a world that often expects us to be positive and helpful, it can be hard to admit to negative emotions like anger or jealousy. But being open and honest about these feelings is an important part of growing as a person and making connections with others that are deeper and more real. We have to encourage open conversations about difficult emotions like envy to clear up misunderstandings and make our relationships stronger. By accepting the complexity of our emotional experiences, we make room for more meaningful and authentic relationships. As Seneca wisely said, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. This makes us want to put emotional honesty and authenticity first. Number 8. Insecurity projection. In the complicated world of our feelings, some people have a bad habit of projecting their own problems and flaws onto others. This is usually caused by jealousy or not feeling good enough. Imagine pointing out someone else's mistakes or the bad things about them when you're really showing what you're going through inside. When we pick at what we see as flaws in other people, it's like a shield to hide how insecure we feel as we try to break their confidence by making them feel small or less than. We're trying to take the attention off of our own problems for a while. It's like imagining they don't exist, but that's just a trick we play on ourselves. The real problem is, our low self-esteem and struggles with not feeling good enough stay the same. Taking out our problems on other people doesn't help us grow. In fact, it can hurt their confidence and feelings. This makes it hard to build strong, honest relationships with other people. To see this behavior for what it is, a sign of jealousy, it takes a lot of self-awareness and kindness, both to see it in ourselves and to help others see it. When we are criticized in this way, it gives us a chance to think about what's really going on with the person who is criticizing us. It pushes us to find a better way to deal with our own insecurities. It's important to stop putting our problems on other people and talk openly about our flaws and insecurities. This can be done by making a place where everyone feels safe to share their worries without fear of being judged. Kindness can help us break out of this cycle and start building better self-confidence and deeper relationships with others. When we stop projecting our insecurities onto others, we're really beginning a journey of self-discovery and growth. Turning this habit around into a chance for personal improvement and understanding can make our lives better and our relationships richer, making a more supportive and positive space for all of us. Number 9. Secretive sabotage in the complex world of relationships. Jealousy can sometimes lead to a sneaky problem called secretive sabotage. This issue is tricky because it's all about being subtle and staying under the radar, making it a particularly sneaky form of jealousy. Instead of clear competition or directly putting someone down, those who sneakily sabotage others prefer indirect methods. They might set up barriers to someone else's success, spread little bits of false information, or sway others' opinions negatively. Their goal is to quietly chip away at someone's achievements, making it really hard to pinpoint who's behind it and why this sneaky sabotage is so dangerous, because it can look like bad luck, or just random problems leaving the person being targeted, feeling confused and vulnerable, often without realizing the real reason behind their setbacks. This behavior doesn't just make someone question themselves for a short time. It can really hurt their confidence and their path in life, whether at work or in their personal life. The worst part is how hard it is to catch and prove covert sabotage. If there is no clear proof of bad intentions, it's hard to stand up to the sabber or get help. This leaves the person facing these attacks with questions about their own skills and judgment. To deal with this sneaky kind of jealousy, you need to be strong and aware of how other people act. You should learn to spot possible signs of sabotage and boost your own self-esteem while also making friends you can trust. Realizing that the person trying to bring you down is actually dealing with their own problems can help you feel better and give you the push you need to get past these problems. Working to create an environment where people can talk freely and respect each other can also lower the chances of sneaky actions like these. To build a community that doesn't tolerate jealousy or other forms of undermining, it's important to have open conversations about the problems we face and work to build relationships based on trust and support. When we face covert sabotage, we're really being asked to think deeply about how complicated human relationships are and how important it is to build a professional and personal life full of honesty and strong support by staying aware and dedicated. There's a sneaky but strong thing called selective indifference that makes people not care about how they treat each other. When someone acts like they don't care about other people's success or happiness, it's usually because they're jealous. Instead of being happy for them or supporting them, they act like it's not a big deal. But in reality, it's a way to put down their happiness or success, which can hurt them deeply and change how they see themselves. Selective indifference is a sneaky way to steal the attention from others, sending the message that their accomplishments aren't very important. This sneaky strategy is meant to plant doubt in the person, making them question their worth and the value of their efforts. Ultimately, it's the envious person's way of easing their own insecurities by putting down other people's successes. However, this method is ultimately flawed because it doesn't address the reasons for their envy and instead makes the problem worse, leading to strained relationships and emotional problems. Getting away. It's important to recognize and acknowledge selective indifference, whether it's in ourselves or others. By shedding light on this behavior, we can take steps to deal with our own insecurities and work on our personal growth in a healthy way. Encouraging a culture of genuine celebration and support for each other's successes is a powerful way to fight envy, creating a more positive and caring space for everyone involved in today's journey through the complicated maze of human behaviors. We explored the world of unspoken cues and gestures that are often missed but have deep meaning in our daily interactions. We uncovered the mysteries hidden beneath layers of actions that show not only how we see others, but also our own insecurities, fears, and wounds. We've learned a lot about human nature on this journey, but it's also made us think more deeply about our relationships and personal growth. As we come to the end of this enlightening exploration, we hope you've found value in the knowledge and insights we've shared. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button to support us. Remember to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos, and leave a comment below. We want to hear about your thoughts and experiences. Your feedback helps us understand you better and keep making our videos better. Linked to the final screen has been carefully chosen to help you on your journey of discovery by giving you more information and a deeper understanding of the complicated tapestry of human behavior. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey today. Your time, interest, and participation mean the world to us. As we part ways, remember how important it is to compassionately observe others and yourself. Keep exploring, questioning, and growing. Take care, and we'll see you soon.